Hello, Elizabeth here, and today I'm going to be customizing a beadable pen, both with beads, but also with some flat back rhinestones. I recently had a comment on one of my other rhinestone pen tutorials asking if it's possible to do it on beadable pens as well, and the answer is yes, absolutely, and I'll be demonstrating how to do that in today's tutorial. I'm gonna walk you through everything step by step. Beadable pens are available in many different kits like this one that provide all the materials you need to make several pens. You can find links to all of the products I'm using in the description of this video. This kit comes with pens in different colors, as well as silicone spherical beads, silicone daisy-shaped beads, and these little spacer pieces that have rhinestoned edges. You can also purchase all of these supplies individually for a more customized experience. The pens have a thin metal rod for about half of their length, and a stopper that screws onto the end to hold all of your beads in place. These pens are quite fragile. I did break one of them just trying to unscrew the stopper, so be very careful when you're handling them. The beads just string right onto that metal rod, and you can do any combination of the beads and the spacers that you like, and then screw that stopper right back onto the end once you're finished. You can unscrew the stopper again and redo a different combination of beads on that same pen if you get bored of your original design. And that's all there really is to the beadable pens. They are fully functional pens that do write pretty nicely. I would imagine there's not a ton of ink inside of them since half of it is taken up by the beads. But it is a fun and quick little project that I think would be awesome for a kid's birthday party where everyone gets to make their own pen to take home. Now on to the rhinestoning of the beadable pens. You can definitely do this to add even more personalization to your pen design. My favorite glue for rhinestone projects is called Gem Tack by the brand Beacon, and I transfer it into a precision tip bottle. I like to use a wax pencil that can be sharpened to pick up and place my rhinestones. For this pen, I used these little flat back pearls that came in a variety pack of rhinestones that I have. I always prep my pens by sanding them with a bit of sandpaper to rough up the surface, which allows the glue and the rhinestones to adhere to it better. I decided to bling just this middle part of the pen and left the curvier part near the tip of the pen just plain white. Partly so that the pen would be more comfortable to hold and write with, and partly because blinging a curved surface like that is a little bit trickier than this middle surface that is the same width all the way around. After sanding, I give it a wipe with some rubbing alcohol to remove the dust and any dirt or oil that could interfere with my glue. I applied a thin line of gem tack along one of the edges of the middle section of the pen and used my wax pencil to pick up and place my flat back pearls all the way around that line side by side, making sure to keep them nice and straight. There wasn't quite enough room for one more pearl when I got to the end, so I went back and shifted the spacing between each pearl just a little bit so that there would be an even amount of space between each pearl and no obvious gaps. For the second row of pearls, I did something called the honeycomb method, which means each of the pearls was placed in the little crack between two pearls in the previous row. The third row has that same honeycomb placement, where each pearl is placed between the stones in the previous row. This lines them up parallel with the original stones we did in the first row. And that honeycomb method will continue for this entire section, alternating the placement of stones back and forth in each row. This gives a neat look where the stones fit together tightly and there are no large spaces. For the very last row, I made sure to line it up tightly against the top edge of the section. My spacing worked out really nicely, but depending on the size of your stones, again you might need to just shift a little bit of space in between your previous rows in order to get that tight lineup along the edge of the section. It's better to have a small gap in between the stones that won't be noticeable rather than having it along that top edge. Once I was done, I let that glue dry for a full 24 hours and then I added my silicone beads. And here is the final result. It's safest to let gem tack dry for a full 7 days to ensure it's fully cured before you use your pen. This is the same method I use when I make fully rhinestoned pens, which can be done in many different colors and patterns. I have a bunch of video tutorials for those on my channel if this is something you'd like to explore some more. I hope you found this tutorial helpful, and if you enjoyed this video, I would love for you to subscribe to my channel and leave a comment letting me know what sort of projects you'd like to see in the future. See you later!